Making sheet cake with a box cake mix is easy and will save you a lot of time. But, do you know how many cake mixes to use for a sheet cake? We will give you an in-depth answer on how many boxes to use for different sized sheet cakes. And, we will even look at how to make them better. What are cake mixes? Cake mix is a term that goes by many other names. They include box mix, box cake mix, cake premix, and boxed cake premix. All of these terms are used to essentially describe a mix of weighed-out dry cake ingredients. This mixture only needs to be hydrated to become a batter and be baked. The purpose of these cake mixes is to cut down on preparation time when baking. They allow you to skip the ingredient prep and measuring phase, and cut right to the chase. You only have to add eggs, oil, water, or milk. That's it. The best of the ingredients are already present. Cake mixes are made up of sugar, flour, baking powder, powdered colorants, and flavorings. They also do contain additives like preserving agents and anti-caking agents. But, all of these ingredients are completely dehydrated. Can you make sheet cake with cake mix? Sheet cakes are a very unique type of cake that isn't usually used for beautiful cakes. Sheet cakes are most often used at kids' birthday parties or when you don't want to spend hours making some type of elaborate cake. They are also much easier to portion than the regular round cake. A sheet cake is a flat slab of cake that is baked in a large rectangular shape. The exact size of a sheet cake does vary quite a lot. For this reason, many people are never sure how many cake mixes to use for a sheet cake. A standard-sized sheet cake is roughly 18 inches by 26 inches. And, the average height of these cakes is around 1 to 2 inches. If you see higher sheet cakes, they are usually made with multiple layers of cake and are called slab cakes. Another sheet cake pan size that is pretty standard in commercial bakeries and kitchens measures 18 by 24 inches. Now, because sheet cakes are pretty big, many people often want to make half-sheet cakes or even quarter-sheet cakes. The size of a half-sheet cake is around 13 by 18 inches, but some are 11 by 15 inches. Then, a quarter-sheet cake will be roughly 8 by 13 inches or 9 by 13 inches. Now, you may be wondering why exactly there are so many estimates linked to the word standard. Well, the term is entirely relative to where you are located. In some countries, a standard-sized sheet cake is 18 by 26 inches, while in others it measures 18 by 24 inches. How many cake mixes to use for a sheet cake? So, an average box of cake mix weighs around 15–16 ounces. Once you add your eggs, water, and oil, the weight of the batter will be around 2 pounds. A full sheet of cake requires about 8 pounds of cake batter. So, ultimately you will need 4 boxes of cake mix for one full-sized sheet cake. To be safe, we would recommend buying 5 boxes. This will help you alter the thickness of your sheet cake layer. Not to mention that many cake mixes don't rise as much. So, by adding a little bit more batter, you will ensure your sheet cake isn't half an inch thick. Half and quarter sheets. For half-sized sheet cakes, we recommend using between 2 and 3 boxes of cake mix. Again, this is to ensure you have enough cake batter to make a thick layer of cake. And, if you have a bigger pan, you are guaranteed to have enough batter. How much buttercream do you need for a sheet cake? The final answer will largely depend on the type of buttercream you have made and even how fluffy it is. You can have a single recipe that only makes 2 cups of frosting, but when using a proper mixing technique can also make 5 cups. On average, for a half sheet of cake, you will need 3 cups of buttercream frosting to cover the entire cake. Then you would need another 2 cups to create decorative piping details if they are needed. Tips and tricks. Replace the water in the box recipe instructions with milk or cream. Add an egg for sheet cakes. It makes the crumb tighter, which will make the cake easier to transport. Substitute the oil in the recipe with melted butter instead for a better flavor and color. Add more flavoring extract to enhance the flavor profile of the cake. Use high-quality extracts for a more authentic flavor. Try to avoid using essences. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.